For every pre-firing checklist, there are 4 main areas of concern that need to be actioned for a successful install. The gas system is already wired when supplied, but must be matched to the correct wiring at the power socket on the wall. In other words, it must be polarity sensitive. If not, the gas system will not work. There are standard colours for the correct wall connections, as shown. For the spray filter above the oven, power is connected to the solenoid shown here. With all oven systems, there are choices for ventilation. The canopy is a common choice used in many countries. Here is a typical spray filter direct connect system. For correct operation of a spray filter system, an airflow of 700 litres per second is required. Ensure all connections are tight and the spray filter valve is open. With the spray filter, ensure that the wastewater pipe is connected. As shown, it should flow to a suitable, easily seen discharge point at floor level. If connecting to an existing exhaust system, ensure it is cleaned prior to installation and every 3 months thereafter. The make-up air device is a critical part of spray filter operation. As shown, the make-up air device connects to the rear of the spray filter. The flap is taped during transit to prevent damage. The tape must be removed on site. Ensure that the flap swings freely and the internal counterweight is adjusted fully upwards. This can be tested by turning the fan on and off. The flap should open and close automatically. As correct ventilation plays such a big part in oven installation, it is essential that the tube burner vent is installed correctly. As shown, the tube burner vent panel must be located in the same room as the oven mouth to equalize the pressure within the oven. As shown, the tube burner vent assembly mounts behind the vent panel. Shown are the connections required. To ensure correct operation, the flexible duct must be connected from the vent box directly to the tube burner mount. As part of the pre-firing checklist, all these items need to be operational. There are several tests that allow us to identify if the oven ventilation has been set up correctly. If incorrect, the following problems could occur. The smoke test is used to identify if heat is being drawn down the burner tube under the oven. Generate smoke in the oven. If set up correctly, smoke should only be drawn up the exhaust spigot. If incorrect, smoke will be drawn down through the tube burner assembly and will become very dangerous. If this occurs, there is clearly a pressure imbalance within the oven. Ensure that the tube burner vent assembly is connected correctly, as per the instructions given earlier in this video. The fire test is used to identify if there is a ventilation imbalance which causes the fire to be drawn down the burner tube. A ventilation imbalance weakens the flame and it becomes erratic. If this occurs, turn the oven off immediately. Revisit the ventilation section of this video and/or contact the Beech Ovens head office. Correct adjustment of airflow to the exhaust system is a very important part of oven commissioning. Make sure there is adequate access to conduct adjustments and maintenance above the oven. The damper is located on the side of the spray filter and is adjusted to control the airflow from the oven spigot. Once the oven airflow is correct, tighten the wing nut to lock it into position. Using the paper test, the process to adjust the correct oven exhaust airflow is as follows. A piece of standard A4 paper folded widthways is used for this test. If airflow is insufficient, the paper will not stay at the bottom of the exhaust spigot and will fall down. The oven will smoke and the front wall of the oven will get very hot. If airflow is excessive, the paper will draw up the exhaust spigot. The oven will struggle to heat up and will use too much fuel. If airflow is correct, the paper will stay at the bottom of the exhaust spigot as shown, and the oven will operate as designed. It is essential to ensure that there is suitable access to the area below the oven. Check the data label to ensure the gas type being used is correct. As part of the gas setup, a manometer is used to identify correct gas supply pressure. As the gas control valve pressures have been preset, there is no need to readjust these valves. Should there be a need to adjust these valves for any reason, please contact Beech ovens. As there are many different gas types, the following pressures and settings indicate the correct settings for each type. If you have an oven with more than one burner, there are individual controls for each burner. Cycle 1, which includes valve 1 as shown and ignition pack 1, is always connected to the tube burner. Cycle 2, which includes valve 2 as shown and ignition pack 2, is always connected to the display burner. The final checklist includes a list of important points required for correct oven operation. The gap between the oven façade and the oven exhaust spigot must be sealed with a metal infill to prevent entry of heat and flames. If not done correctly, grease and soot can build up in this area, creating a fire hazard as shown. This shows the metal infill section that must be sealed to prevent a fire behind the façade. Refer to the façade guide document on the website for more information. For access and maintenance to spotlights, all access is external only. Allowance needs to be made for an external access panel for all spotlights in the event of service or maintenance. Current window design requires venting to the exhaust duct with a vent transition, flexible duct and 2 duct connections. Shown is the connection to the existing exhaust system. And the top vent from the window. The spigot is used to connect the flexible duct to the exhaust duct. The flexible duct is then connected to the vent transition above the window. The window glass can become extremely hot if not connected correctly. To avoid this, ensure the lower inlet vent shown is not sealed. Under the oven there are a number of items that need to be connected correctly. As shown, leads and gas tubes must be secured away from heat and sharp objects. The 3 ignition cables must be connected to the electrode near the burners. Ensure the cable with the green end is connected to the earth terminal. The gas tube must be connected to the fittings at the top of the gas control box and to the inspirator at the base of the burner. The thermocouple is simply inserted fully into the floor and the brass lock nut is tightened up. To ensure a stable flame and a good gas mixture, some adjustments may be required at the base of the inspirator. Too much gas and inadequate air creates an unstable and dirty flame. Correct adjustment produces a smooth, clean flame as shown. Once all these items have been checked, the oven can be fully heated for the first time. The appearance of small surface cracks may occur. This is normal and does not affect the performance or insulating qualities of the oven. However, excessive cracking can be avoided by heating the oven slowly over a 3-day period when lighting it for the first time. To ensure that the oven is heated slowly, the gas supply valve should be reduced to a minimum during the initial heat-up period. This reduces the flame to less than half the normal size. The oven door is useful for saving energy and retaining heat. However, it is important that your oven door is placed in the correct position for this to occur. The door is not to be placed inside the oven. The door is not to be placed outside the oven. The correct position is directly under the arch. The oven should be heated slowly, and you should not exceed the temperatures shown over the 3-day heat-up period. This is done by adjusting the SV reading to the temperature required. Refer to the operational manual for the correct procedure to adjust these temperatures during this period. After 3 days, fully open the gas supply valve and your oven is now ready for use. Having completed all of the steps shown, your oven will function correctly and offer great service.